everyone. Welcome back to Mr. English Flow channel. I'm Emily, and on this channel, we help you practice real English, everyday English, the English you actually use in real life.
Hey guys, I'm Henry. Welcome back to the channel. We're really happy to have you here learning English together with us.
So, Henry, let's start with a simple question. How are you today? And more importantly, how was your weekend?
I'm doing great, thanks. And my weekend? It was actually pretty good. A little busy, but I had a nice time.
Oh, nice. What exactly did you do? Give us some details.
Well, on Saturday, I met a friend for coffee. We went to that new cafe downtown. And on Sunday, honestly, I mostly stayed home and relaxed. I needed to recharge.
That sounds perfect. You know, Henry, I noticed something interesting just now. You didn't stop to think about grammar rules, right? You just talked about your weekend naturally.
Exactly. I didn't think about subject plus V2 plus object. I just shared my story. But for many of our learners at Mr. English Flow, this is where the confusion starts. They worry, wait, should I use present? Past? Do I need to change the verb?
Right. And suddenly, something very simple, like talking about your weekend, feels stressful. You freeze up.
But here's the good news. The problem is not your English knowledge, and it's not because you don't know grammar rules. The real problem is that we think too much about tense names instead of feeling the time and the situation.
Through this weekend topic, we won't just learn grammar. We'll naturally learn how English talks about the past. No rigid rules, just feeling the time by talking about our weekends, asking natural questions, and letting English change on its own.
Because when you talk about real life, English becomes natural. All right, let's jump into today's real-life English together. So, Emily, let me turn the table. What did you do last weekend? Did you stay home or did you go out?
Last weekend was actually pretty nice. On Saturday morning, I stayed home and cooked for myself. I wanted to try a new recipe.
Oh, really? What did you cook? Was it successful?
I cooked pasta with a special white sauce. It was actually delicious. Something very simple, and I watched a movie while eating.
That sounds comfortable already. Which movie did you watch?
I watched an old comedy movie. I just wanted to laugh a bit. Did you go out at all on Saturday?
Wait, I'm asking you first. Did you go out after the movie?
Yeah, I did. On Saturday evening, I went out for a short walk near my place. The weather was perfect.
Nice. How about Sunday?
On Sunday afternoon, I met a friend for coffee. We talked for a long time, probably 3 hours, and just relaxed.
So you didn't rush anywhere?
No, not at all. I just enjoyed the time. That sounds like a perfect weekend to me.
Yeah, it felt really good. But honestly, the weekend ended so fast. You know what I noticed, Emily? When you talked about your weekend, I heard you say went, watched, and met.
Yes, that's because I was talking about the past. The weekend already finished, so the verbs changed to past forms.
So those are special past verbs, right?
Exactly. In past simple, we usually use the second form of the verb. Many people call it V2 or the past form.
So go becomes went.
Right? That's an irregular verb. It changes completely. Go, went. Meet, met.
And what about watched? That one sounds different.
Good question. Some verbs are regular verbs. For those verbs, we usually just add ed to make the past. Watch becomes watched. Cook becomes cooked. Stay becomes stayed.
So learners don't need to guess. They just remember two patterns: irregular changes or add ed.
Exactly. And one more important thing. This is not V3.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yes, V3 is usually used with words like have or had, like I have watched. But when we talk about last weekend, we just use the past form V2, or verb plus ed.
So when the time is finished, like last weekend, the verb naturally sounds finished too.
Exactly. When time is finished, English changes. How about you, Henry? Give me the full story. What did you do last weekend?
My weekend was very different from yours. On Saturday morning, I played sports with some friends. We played basketball at a local court for about 2 hours.
Oh, nice. That sounds active. Did you win?
We didn't keep score, but my team played well. It was pretty busy there, but it was fun. I was totally tired after the game, though.
I can imagine. Did you do anything after that?
Not really. I went home, took a shower, and rested for a while. I didn't go out Saturday night. I just stayed home and watched some TV.
That sounds very real after playing sports. Sometimes your body just says, stop.
Yeah, I was really tired, but I felt good.
How about Sunday?
Sunday was family time. I visited my parents and we had lunch together. My mom cooked and the food was amazing.
That sounds really nice. Were your parents happy to see you?
Yeah, they were very happy. We talked, laughed, and spent a few hours together. It was very relaxing.
That sounds like a meaningful weekend.
Yeah, it really was. I didn't do anything exciting, but I felt happy and relaxed.
Henry, let me ask you something very common in daily life. How was your weekend?
Good. Pretty relaxing. Busy, but fun.
See, that's actually the most natural way people ask about the weekend. And the nice thing is, this isn't just for the weekend.
Exactly. You can use how was for almost anything in the past.
Last week, last month, last year. How was your trip? How was the meeting?
Simple question. Real English. And everyone understands it right away. Yeah, people usually ask this first before talking about details.
Right. This question focuses on the feeling, not the activities.
Exactly. You don't need a long answer. Sometimes just one or two words sound very natural. For example, you can say, good, relaxing, busy, great.
Or even mix feelings like busy but fun. That sounds very real.
Yes, because weekends are often like that. Sometimes you're tired, but you still enjoy it.
Now, Henry, I want to pause here because you said something earlier that I think is super important for our learners. You said, I didn't go out.
Yeah, on Saturday night. I didn't go out.
Notice that? Henry didn't say, I didn't went out.
Oh, right. That's a huge mistake I hear all the time. Students often say, I didn't went, or I didn't cooked.
Exactly. And this is what we call the did trap. Listen carefully, guys. In English, when you use did or didn't, the main verb stays in the base form.
Think of it this way. Did is strong. It steals the past tense from the verb. So if did is there, you don't need went. You just say go.
So, I went out is positive. But negative? I didn't go out.
I played basketball. Negative? I didn't play basketball.
I watched TV. Negative? I didn't watch TV.
So remember, one past word is enough. If you have did, keep the verb simple.
Okay, since we are talking about details, there is one more secret that will make you sound like a native speaker instantly. It's about pronunciation.
Oh, are you talking about the -ed sound?
Yes, we talked about regular verbs like cooked, played, and visited. But Henry, did you notice they sound different?
Yeah, listen closely, guys. When I say cooked, the end sounds like a T. Cooked. Cooked.
Right. It's not cooked, it's sharp. Cooked. Watched. But when you say played, it sounds like a D. Played.
Exactly. It's softer. Played. Stayed. Listen to the difference. Watched versus played.
And then there is the third one, which is the easiest one. Visited.
Ah, here you actually hear the id sound. Visit-id. Visited.
So don't stress too much, but just listening to these small differences helps your flow improve so much.
Cooked, played, visited. Try to notice these when you listen to English movies or shows.
Okay, that was a great tip. Now let's get back to the conversation. Henry, after asking, "How was your weekend?" the conversation usually continues naturally.
Exactly. One simple question can start a whole conversation about life. Okay, Emily, let me ask you another very common weekend question. What did you do this weekend?
I stayed home.
That already sounds natural.
Sometimes I also say, I went out a bit.
Yes, that's perfect. You don't need a long story.
Exactly. One action is enough to answer this question.
And if people want to know more, they will ask more questions naturally.
Right. And this is how conversations grow. For example, I can ask you, who did you go with?
With friends,
Where did you go?
we went to a small coffee shop near my house.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was nice.
See, these questions are simple, but they help the conversation continue naturally.
And your answers don't need to be perfect. Sometimes they are short, sometimes they are longer. Both are completely okay.
Weekend English is really about sharing your experience, not giving perfect answers.
You know, the way you ask about the weekend can change a little depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah, it sounds different with friends and with coworkers, right?
With close friends, we usually keep it very simple. What did you do? That sounds very casual and friendly.
Yeah, short and easy.
And with coworkers, it often sounds a bit softer. How was your weekend?
That feels more polite, but still very natural.
Exactly. You're not being formal, you're just being comfortable.
And you don't really think about it, you just choose what feels right in the moment. The more you hear these questions, the more natural they sound.
So don't analyze too much. Just listen and use what you hear in real life.
Now it's time for a little challenge. We want to see if you can find your flow.
We are going to say a sentence in the present, and we want you to change it to the past in your head. Ready?
Number 1. I stay home. What is the past?
I stayed home. Did you get it?
Number 2. I go to the park. What is the past?
I went to the park. Remember, go becomes went.
Number 3. I don't play football. Be careful with this one.
I didn't play football. Did you say didn't played? I hope not. Remember, didn't keeps the verb simple.
Great job, guys. Now it's your turn for the final question. Don't think too much. Just answer one simple question in the comments. What did you do last weekend?
You can start like this. Last weekend,
That's it. One sentence is enough. You don't need a long story. You can write 1 or 2 sentences in the comments. It doesn't need to be perfect.
Just share something real from your life, your weekend, your story, your English.
And remember, when the time is finished, the words sound finished too.
So, relax, try it, and let English follow your life.
Let's pause for a moment. We talked a lot about our weekends, so let's quickly recap the words we used.
Yes, not to study them, just to recognize them. So, basically, our weekends were about very simple actions.
Right? Actions you already know, but you heard them in a finished story. For example, go becomes went. Went means you moved from one place to another in the past.
Stay becomes stayed. Stayed means you did not go anywhere. You remained in one place.
Watch becomes watched. Watched means you looked at a movie, a show, or a video.
Meet becomes met. Met means you saw someone and spent time together. Cook becomes cooked. Cooked means you made food.
Relax becomes relaxed. Relaxed means you rested and felt calm.
All of these actions sound finished because the time is finished. The weekend is over, so the action sounds over too.
You don't need to memorize a list. Just connect the word to the moment and the feeling. A finished weekend.
A finished story. So, after listening to all these weekend stories, let's take one small step back. We didn't sit down and study grammar rules, we simply talked about real life.
And while we were talking, we naturally learned something important. When you talk about a finished time like last weekend, the words sound different.
Yes, this is how we use the past in real life. When we talk about the past, our verbs are no longer in the base form. For regular verbs, we usually add ed, like stay becomes stayed and watch becomes watched. And for irregular verbs, the verb changes to its past form, what many learners call V2. Like go becomes went and meet becomes met.
You don't need to think about long grammar explanations. You just need to feel the time.
If the time is finished, the action sounds finished too.
You don't choose the tense.
The situation chooses it for you. A finished weekend becomes a finished story.
And English simply follows that story. Remember, your weekend is not a test. It's your life.
You don't need perfect sentences. You just need real moments to talk about.
So, if this video helped you feel English more clearly, please like, share, and subscribe to Mr. English Flow channel. We're learning together, step by step.
Don't memorize the past. Just talk about your life. See you in the next video. Bye.
Bye, everyone!